Welcome back.
To more content.
She's Lily.
Oh shit, I'm supposed to say that. It's the drugs. Okay, ready? Okay, and go.
No, just roll with it. Just go.
Oh, and I'm your host, Lily.
And I'm Cody. Your other host.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what?
I was going to say nothing but professionals.
Yeah. Well, as you saw in the title, Cody had a boob job. I'm just kidding.
Finally in the body I want to be.
Yeah. I had the boob job. Clearly. Not a boob job, not an augmentation, but
Who said it's still a breast job? It's a job on your breasts.
yeah, after many, many years of torture and pain, I finally got my breast reduction, and it has been the most painful journey in my life. I'm currently not on drugs right now because listen.
Sobriety,
but also they prescribe me some heavy stuff, and I just don't like the feeling of the drugs. Yeah, it numbs the pain a bit, but it's not enough for me to be like, this is great.
Like the juice is not worth the squeeze.
No, because I am incoherent. I'm, half the time I'm just so dizzy or sleeping, and it's just, I don't know. It doesn't make my emotions feel numb. That's what I was hoping, and it just doesn't.
It's more like your senses, right?
Yeah, I am in a prison. That's what it feels like.
Glass case.
Yeah. So I feel absolutely just not myself on camera today. I feel like I've been in bed for 2 weeks, and I have. I can't lift my arms anywhere above this. If there's any technical issues, it's on Cody, because he had to set up.
And that's why there won't be.
I swear to Jesus, you can get the hell out of this.
Did you make sure of the battery?
Yeah, it's the Sony battery.
That's the only thing I didn't do. So.
Yeah, no, it's
just saying.
It's the Sony battery. Anyway, so yes, I have thankfully been doing okay, and the doctor, I already saw the doctor.
Real quick.
What?
Did you always do blue on your side too?
Yes.
It wasn't pink on your side?
No, it's just the way the white balance happens, and then, I don't know.
I thought we would add I thought we had a frenemies kind of thing going on. Because I had blue on my side, and obviously blue cord, you had pink. Huh.
I want yellow or green, to be honest. I need to replace that. Anyway, no, it was both blue. It's a whole thing with this HD camera. I don't know, it's weird. Because
pink?
No, it turns it more pink and purple versus the blues and greens don't come out. But I have to look at the white balance on it, but also with the ISO on it, it's it changes as well. Anyway, yeah, sorry. I'll have to do more research on it. This is all part of the plan. We learn along the way. Anyway, yeah, so finally got my breast reduction. But with this breast reduction, I went to a world-renowned surgeon, and he's...
Can you fix your cable? Same thing. It's worse than mine was.
You took the tape off.
No, I didn't take the tape off.
What is worse?
Oh, look, it's 90-degree angle.
I can't do it.
Okay, I'll do it. You just chop that up after. It's
wrecking the cable. My god. BRB. Can I talk now?
Yeah, and your cable's gonna be happy about it.
Anyway. I would say that this this breast reduction has been 15 years in the making. I finally found...
Maybe not that. Because they were still good to you until 10 years ago.
Till 18, and then after that it was
Really? That's
yeah.
when you first noticed the signs?
Yes.
The pain and the...
Yes, I'll get into it.
Okay.
Chill, bro.
Go.
Anyway, I found a world-renowned surgeon that, super high-end in Toronto. He's so world-renowned that he opened a practice in Dubai. And every Instagram model you can think of, he's worked on. But that's not
myself included.
He's the world-renowned, known for BBLs, Brazilian butt lifts. He kind of coined that. He's an Instagram god. But his background is that he is actually like a cancer breast reconstructive surgeon. Like that's where he started. That's where his bread
Get
and
out. I didn't know that.
yeah, that's where his bread and butter was. Like that's how he made the name. And then social media made him this Brazilian butt lift. But he's mainly known for. Did you see that?
I saw it.
He's mainly known for like, you know, breast reconstruction. So I said, if anyone's gonna work on these old things, it's gonna be him. It's gonna be him. So anyway, he did a beautiful job. This is like not criticism of him. This is my journey. But anyway, yeah, so by the age of 18, beautiful, obviously, like I was, by the way, my whole large breast journey started from a stupid monkey paw wish as a child. Every night, you know, kids like protect my family in their dreams, and they're like, I want to become something one day.
TikTok star.
Yeah, I don't know what kids pray for these days.
Yeah.
But it's me praying, I want big boobs. I just want big boobs. Please, dear Lord, please. That's all I want. And he was like, okay. Okay there, Missy.
I got you. Say no more.
Yeah, say no more. Yeah, a lot goes along with that, you know, and great. 18, awesome. Love them. Like, as soon as I turned 18, it was like, now you may pay the piper. Like, my shoulders have permanent indents in my traps from, like, just holding up these bad boys. And don't even get me started on my, like, weight journey. Like, the more weight I gained, the worse I got. And then recently, this past year, I had lost 75 pounds. The breastises are not breastises anymore. They are just, you know, you just take them. Jesus, like, take the wheel on these bad boys. But yeah, like, I had severe back pain, and even with the weight loss, severe back pain. But it had been a 2-year journey, technically, when we started with this doctor, because they will charge you more for being fat. That's just how it is.
Overweight.
Yes.
It's based on your obesity, right? Like it's
yes, but it doesn't matter. Like
health.
I was like, this is not where I'm at. That was at the time. I wasn't at my health journey. Like in my health journey at that point where I wanted to be. I just kind of wanted to get the ball rolling with it because I didn't know how far out in booking it is to get in with him. So whatever, lost the weight, like, you know, great. And surprisingly, like, I think it was like a 3-month wait to get in with him, right? Something like that.
For your initial?
No, for the surgery. Like, it was like 3 months out in booking. So I booked in December to get in for April.
Right. Yeah, wasn't too bad.
And I'm planning it, like, I had to plan it around volleyball and stuff because obviously I can't do anything for 6 weeks. But part of his reconstruction is liposuction. And he did, like, my sides, like, to reshape because of all the weight loss and, like, the, you know, the skin changes or whatever. And I'm just gonna make this statement that, like, I know that people are like, oh, she got liposuction and blah. Not me, personally. I don't care. Judge me. I wish he could have done my whole body, but I've learned a very valuable lesson from the surgery. The girlies who get liposuction are the strongest bitches in the world. I don't care what you think, what you say. The amount of torture and pain I'm in just from, like, just 100 grams on each side of my chest. I couldn't imagine doing a whole 360, like,
I couldn't handle you.
Abdominal. I would be, you might as well just trank me, put me in a coma. I have a high pain tolerance to, like, a sense. Like, I will push through. Like, it's from dancing and doing all that stuff, you know. I trained my body to just shut up and put up. As much as I love babying it, I do not, like, I really try to push through. Like, right now I'm not on pain meds, and I'm like, it's hard. It's hard to talk, but again, I don't want to be on meds. Anyway, the girlies who have the liposuction, y'all should be worshiping the ground they walk on. Like, anyone, and don't get me wrong, people who've been through car accidents and everything else, anything that you need a rehab from, like, my God, I think I would die if I did freaking liposuction or got into a car accident. Just, oh, I need to bleep that. Just let me die. Honestly, like, this has been a journey. I'm so swollen, like, my sides are just, like, black, and it's been almost 2 weeks now. So, anyway, am I happy I did it? Yes. We'll see as the journey continues. I already saw the surgeon. He says I'm healing fine. He's really proud of his work. Thank you, sir. But yeah, like, it's been crippling. And it's not even the sutures that are crippling. Like, that I can work through. It's the liposuction areas.
Yeah. And if you haven't seen videos of people getting lipo on them, it looks.
Yeah.
Like, you can understand why. Like, it would be the more painful of the aspects, because it is. They just beat you up.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. I'm like, oh my god, this is vicious. Like,
yeah.
I like high contact sports, and this is just like somebody.
That's what I'm saying. These
just
girlies
stabbing you.
These girlies who like get it, they deserve some kudos, because it's not just, look at me, I got lipo and a BBL. It's, I have been suffering for 3 months until I can get out, and now I think I have like a PTSD from it, that like any movement, anything, I'm like so like I freak out, like I don't come near me, don't touch me, like I have like a very visceral
super
reaction.
Guarded.
Anyway, I hope I work through the pain. And you have to sleep on your back for 6 weeks, which has been so much torture for me, because I'm a side sleeper, and like I just cry because I just want to like lie on my side, and I can't, for both pain and like for better results and less like likely to ruin your sutures and stuff. You have to lie on your back. But
yeah, it's a whole thing.
It is a whole thing. And I didn't go super small, because I feel like as a burlesque dancer, like, and who I am, like, I didn't want to lose who I was. It's really it messes with your mind.
It'd be like having to, take some arms off the pythons, or, I'm just saying, I understand that, like, you become attached to certain aspects.
But it's such a drastic change that, like, I don't recognize myself. Like, it's really, like, I have to work through therapy with it, because now I'm like, oh my god, what did I do? Like, I feel like I changed who, not that that's who I am, because
I get it. If I went
back, it was the worst part of what I am, because of, like, there was a lot of adversity towards me, and, like, judgment and harassment and just crap and shit that I didn't want to deal with anymore. Like, a lot comes with that monkey paw wish of having big breasts.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm, it was something that, like, I was over, and for many reasons, but also I had a lot of issues in the past because of that. But looking in the mirror, it's like, oh, like, it's not me. Like, because it's so fast and so drastic. It's not like, oh, you took a year to lose weight, and now you're like, oh, you're slowly recognizing who you are, but it's
like the instant gratification that we're always looking after. But
but it really messes with your mind. And I remember, like, coming home from surgery and, like, whatever.
I almost didn't bring you home.
I don't know that bitch.
I don't. We're out front of the hotel, and I'm like,
what? That's not her. Yeah, but in all reality, if it really messes with my mind, I can always still get an augmentation on top of that. But no, I think I will be, it's very freeing or whatever as is, but I can't appreciate it yet, because I'm in still so much pain, right? But yeah, like, I just feel so, it's not, is that me? Like, it's mentally a little messed up, so I don't know. We'll get through it. Very, very much body dysmorphia in this sense. And it doesn't help that, because, like, I've been bedridden, like, I've gained like 10 pounds, and it's just like, all I want to do is work out, and all I want to do is play volleyball, and I can't. Even walking hurts, because every impact, like, it has been debilitating. Oh, that disconnected. It's still recording, sorry.
Why is it disconnecting?
It's just the Bluetooth. I think it times out after a while. Anyway, we'll just keep an eye on that.
We can't reconnect it?
I'll try and reconnect as we're talking, but yeah, so I can't even, like, the dogs can't even hang out with me fully, because they like
As you can see, they're not here.
Yeah, they can't be here. Well, we have the bed for the cats, but they don't give a crap.
Yeah, I totally forgot the dogs wouldn't be here. That's why I set it up for their, the usual setup.
But sometimes the cats come sit.
Today we have the phone.
My phone. My other pet. There's a problem with the software. Whatever. Sorry. I don't even know how long we were going for there. Whatever.
Felt like 15 minutes.
Yeah, well.
Ish.
Anyhow. But yeah, so the journey has been a journey. And I'd like to thank you for taking care of me, because I don't think I could have done this without you. Like,
I appreciate that.
I literally can't do anything without you. So.
There's been moments where I'm like,
just put me out of my misery. It's fine. I'm okay with it.
Just kill me now. I'm like, I might.
Yeah. Oh my god.
No.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thankful I found the doctor, and I look forward to bathing suit shopping.
Me too.
For bathing suits that fit me nicely, but also that my shoulders don't freaking break at.
Not just that, it's gotta be all the clothes, right? All the fashion, all the whatever you've always wanted to be. You can finally be that person. Like, you're letting go somewhat of, the old Elvira version of you.
Yeah.
And now you're gonna be like, this newer, evolved.
I just wanted to wear a baggy band shirt and not look like an overweight, like, I don't know, like maybe look way bigger, first of all. Like,
you don't want to be frumpy.
I didn't want to be frumpy, yeah. Or I looked like, a lesbian, which is fine, but I'm not a lesbian. I just wanted to be cute, and I'm like, this ain't cute.
You don't want to appropriate.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. So that's where I've been. There's a lot. That's why, like, a lot of, like, the podcast, even like this week was supposed to be a cooking episode.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I haven't had the time. Like, I didn't have the time to pre-film, but I can't even edit because my desk is a little higher. I don't have a laptop to edit on, so, like.
You can't get up higher with that chair?
No. That's why I said I wanted to get like
your booster seat.
No, I wanted a higher chair. I was looking. Anyway. I digress. So it's just gonna be podcasts for a while. I apologize. Yeah, and outside is just turning to shit. So that, thanks. I can't do any of my spring work before the summer stuff that needs to be done. It's killing me inside. It's killing me to sit and do nothing.
And it's killing me to do everything.
Yeah. Well, I mean.
I'm kidding. But
I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate that I have to rely on you or anyone.
It's fine. I can't be the one outside doing stuff too, right? Literally,
yeah.
I haven't been able to leave your side.
But this is going to teach me patience. But yeah, so far it's been a journey. Anyway, that's where I've been. I will eventually figure out Spotify and Apple Music to put the podcast on. I will do research from my phone in bed. Yeah. Oh, my sides were killing me. I'm okay. But yeah, this actually will lead into our next
topic.
Our next topic is fears. I think it's about time we talk about our fears. I think I mentioned on the last podcast that we'd be talking about our fears.
Well, because we already did, and then we lost it.
Yes, but I need people to know that I wasn't even as panicked as I should have been going into surgery, like going under and getting ripped apart, basically.
Which, let's not forget, you actually still, it's not like you're calm going into surgery.
Let me tell you, I was a lot more calm about the surgery than I was flying to Disney.
I'm just saying that's saying something, right?
They're like, oh, we prescribed you lorazepam if you want to take it the night before. I slept like a baby the night before surgery. I didn't sleep for...
But then almost passed out.
Well, I think it's because my sugar was low.
Sure.
Also, my surgery was at 3:30 in the afternoon, and you can't eat or drink for 12 hours beforehand. And, the doctor was, drawing the marks on me, before surgery. I almost passed out. I was like, I need to sit down. My sugar, I was, and I was so hungry. All I wanted was, anything, food, because we walked around Union Station beforehand. Anyway, but yeah, what my biggest fear is I had the moment you found you bought plane tickets to Disney for that surprise. I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep a wink. Literally, even the night before surgery, passed out beautifully. Had a lovely sleep. Not scared at all. I don't care. I was sitting there. I was like, I'm ready. I'm ready for the surgery. We left the driveway the morning to go to the airport, and I was bawling my eyes out. We're pulling out of the driveway. That's how.
A big old grin on my face.
I was terrified. I couldn't.
But next time you'll be good.
But I really need you to just no, I'm not flying again, especially after that experience.
The second, it was just okay. Let's get into that in a second.
Yes, we're gonna get into this experience. I've always hated flying.
I love it.
And because you wanted to be a pilot, and I Just don't. Like, that's not my thrill. I hate roller coasters. And it's not like the act of flying. It's like falling to my death. It's like, okay, like...
Which I'm afraid of too. That actually ties
I'm
into
not
my
afraid of
fear,
death
but-
necessarily. Because if you're like, oh... Yes, I'm sure if someone put a gun in my face, I'd be like, oh shit, like, this is not good.
Especially now.
But it happens fast. In an airplane, you're falling for 3 minutes. You see it coming. And anyway, so okay, anxiety is high. I'm gonna go through this day of flying because of what happened, which pisses me off that you're just so unbothered. You should have been a pilot. You would, you know.
If it were up to me, I would have been.
I know, and you're like the roller coaster person, and I think our first fight was when we went to Universal, and I was like, I told you I don't do roller coasters, and you were so mad. I was like, go by yourself. I'll hold your bag. You were so mad at me. That was really early on in our relationship. Anyway, that was the first time we went to Disney, and we flew separately. It was for a wedding.
Not on purpose.
No, because you had to get the time off work, and then you got it a little later, so you ended up being booked on a different flight, and I get that. But anywho, whatever. So driving to the airport, I've taken 2 clonazepam at this point. No, Ativan. They didn't prescribe me clonazepam. My ritual for flying was that I would chew 2 clonazepam and then I would chug 2 beers. Like, that was my airport routine. I was so out of it. Like, whoever's with me at the airport, they're responsible for me, and I tell them that because I hate flying that much. But now being a sober bunny, I can't do that. So, and then Ativan is like a lesser version of clonazepam. I'm not sure why I was given Ativan, whatever. But the doctor was like, oh yeah, you can maybe take 3 maximum of this dose. I'm like, pulling out of the driveway, I took 1. Driving to the airport, I took another 1. Get on the airplane. They rebooked our flight when we got there to leave like an hour earlier. We had just missed like the earliest flight that we could have gotten out on. Make it through security, whatever. Get on the plane. Because of the upgraded seat, we got pushed to the back of the plane where we didn't even have a window.
Yeah, that was kind of BS. I mean, like, I just don't see how that's an upgrade, you know? In what way?
It wasn't an upgrade. The upgrade was
Like, I
you're
guess you
leaving
could try...
sooner to get to your destination.
Is it that, or is it like there's more leg room? Because it didn't even, like, that. There wasn't a lot.
I know I hate flying, but I have to sit in a window seat. I need to see everything that is happening outside the window. I need to know what's going on. And I just would like to say that I've flown many times. I flew to Bali. Like, it was like a 44, like, hour, like...
Total trip?
Total trip. Like, you know, I flew to Shanghai first, which was like a 16-hour flight. And then from Shanghai to Bali was like 8 hours. Like...
That's 24 hours.
No. But when we're in Bali, we're taking like 2-hour bus rides. I'm saying including like ferry rides and everything. By the time I got home, it was like 44 hours. Anyway, I digress. But the flight's still like 16 plus 8. Was it 24? Yeah. Flying. But I don't know. It was different. You're way up there. You don't feel anything. But I did that. No drugs, no alcohol. That was my test to me, and I did it. But these damn domestic little flights scare me worse because you feel everything. Anyway,
you're more prone.
So not only that, we get forced to the back of the plane. There's no window. Immediate panic attack. Immediate, like freaking out. You want to know what Cody did as soon as he sat down? He started watching a movie, like a psychopath. Like the people across the aisle that just went to sleep. Like we're not taking off, we're not in the air, nothing. You're just sitting there watching your movie, like,
yeah, why not?
I'm panicking. I'm like hyperventilating. I'm like bent over in my seat, like about to vomit. What do? I take another Ativan. What are we at? 3, 4 now?
6.
Who knows? Old man next to me, grumpy old man. I was like, I will fight him. I don't care. But I'm like full panic. So when they do the announcements on flights, they pause your movie or whatever, and the pilot comes on. And she's like...
She?
It was a she.
Really?
Yep. And she was like, oh, good afternoon, blah, blah, blah.
We're all gonna die.
Yeah, thank you for being part of this flight. Just let you know that our flight attendants will be seated for about 25 minutes longer because they can't, the seatbelt sign will be left on because it's going to be a bumpy ride. It's going to be a bumpy ride. I immediately look at you and you like touched my knee and you were like, you're going to be fine. I have to adjust. Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, and you're like, you're gonna be fine. And I'm like, at that moment, I almost like opened the door, flew out the side. Like I'm not even kidding. Like I was not in my right mind. And they're like, okay. And then like, by the way, we're taxiing at this point when they're telling us. It's not like you can get out. Like you're stuck.
If you were that crazy, they would have stopped us.
I would have been on a no-fly list. Oh my God, that's how I get away with it. I didn't want to scare anyone else.
That's nice of you.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that to anyone else. Just a sidebar here, we watch a lot of The Dark Side of the Ring, and all the fights that happen in the air with the wrestlers, like the physical fights, would send me into a coma if someone on a flight with that much power got into a fight. I don't know what I would do.
That much power? You mean like strength?
Strength, like the wrestlers with the strength when they're drinking and on their drugs. Let's just say, like, I would find something to stab them, like, hands down. It would be like...
You have to.
You know how there's, like, fight or flight? I'd be fight, because we're ready in flight. Like, I'll kill you, okay?
Fight on this flight.
Yeah. Anyway, so we take off. Oh, yeah. It was a bumpy ride.
It was admittedly one of the more bumpy rides.
But I am looking over at Cody and he's just still watching his movie. Like literally Armageddon's happening around us. The people are still sleeping. My feet are on the back of the seat in front of me in the air. I don't know why I do this. I think it's like I try to shrink myself down to protect myself, but in the meantime my legs...
I feel like it's a big mistake, yeah, because that's just going to make things seem way more drastic.
What am I doing? The person in front of me is like...
You do it in the car, though.
But the person in front of me, I feel bad, but I'm in a blackout. I'm in a blackout of anxiety and panic at this point. Crying. Oh, and the crying, like... sobbing, like as if someone gave me like the worst news of my life.
You were crying.
Like you knew you were paying attention.
I would look over occasionally. You were keeping it together. You were trying to.
Because this old man was like gonna kill me.
Don't get me wrong. You were crying. There was tears coming down, and I would roll my eyes, but then I felt bad. No, I really did. I felt
really
bad.
You felt bad. No concern.
I comforted you.
Just wanted to watch the Flash.
I put my hand on your knee.
That's not.
And I was tapping while I watched my movie. And but you weren't like
I had like
you weren't wailing and like no one was gonna. I'm
trying to look out any window I can on top of all of this panic. This old man, like, I wish he could have strangled me. Like I should have given him permission to just end my life there because you didn't care clearly. Anyway,
about the plane.
But you know what happened? Do you know when you cared? Because it was so bumpy and we're going up and down, up and down. Remember I said I don't like roller coasters? For the first time in my life on a plane, I almost vomited. So I'm panic looking for those little barf bags. No, we didn't have any that I could find.
Yeah, I think I think they were there, but...
like maybe like they don't really fully replace everything between flights or whatever.
Could have been missed.
And I turned to you and I'm like, I'm going to vomit. And that's when he paused the movie. Because panic in your eyes, that's the only panic I saw in your eyes, because God forbid I projectile vomit on this plane. That's more,
No, that's when I'm like, oh, it's a real, like, okay, I have to help now.
Couldn't find anything. And then I'm like, I was like, I think I was wearing this sweater too. I was like, okay, if it's going to happen, what can you do? I would just vomit in my shirt. Like, if there were... I don't need this. I don't need the poor flight attendants needing to clean up my vomit. Like, I would feel horrible.
Mm-hmm. Can you imagine the smell?
Could you imagine the fact that, like, not only am I forced on this flight, and now I'm having to puke on myself, and then I have another freaking flight to go to after this, and I have no clothes on any of my carry-ons. So yeah, I'd be stuck like that until we got to our hotel.
Well, we would have bought you more clothes.
Maybe, yeah.
But still, I mean... That whole flight would have sucked.
But like the drama of this flight, the drama of it all. This is not me, and I'm making a scene.
You weren't though. You almost did.
I was.
You didn't.
Oh, you didn't see the guy next to me. He was
concerned, sure. That's not a scene though. A scene is like the girl from the clip that went viral saying that man's not real.
You know what? I should have taken it. I should have done that. Not only would I have gone viral, but I would have gone off the plane.
I don't think they let her off the plane.
Yeah, they did.
Did they?
Yeah. It was before takeoff, I think.
Oh, yeah, before takeoff, yes. You're right.
Anywho, did the meds kick in? Absolutely not. And what did I say to you? I said, I said as soon as we land, we're renting a car.
A lot of F-bombs.
A lot of F-bombs. I can't say it necessarily on here. I just don't want to edit a million bleeps. I was so angry. I was like, we're renting.
We're fudging driving.
We're driving when we land. I don't even know we were flying to Atlanta first, right? I think that was our layover.
Was New York the way back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was so incredibly angry that I was in this position at all. Okay. Mm-hmm. And
who?
What
kind of person forces you to face your worst nightmare while trying to take you to the happiest place on earth? Just a downright monster.
You are. We could have driven. We could have driven.
It's like I threw you into like Saw. You want to play a game?
But you don't see that. Oh, just wait. Anyway, our second flight was smooth, and then as soon as we landed, my meds kicked in because I was wandering the airport. He had to like hold me like I was a child. I don't know I don't really remember. I know we went to Taco Bell.
The adrenaline subsided, and then the drugs
Oh,
were like...
I slept like such a baby that night because it was just, first of all, like a couple of months leading up to this, and now I'm like at 4 out of van in my system. Adrenaline spiked all day. I smelled so bad from like all the nervous sweats. It was just awful. And I can't fully relax on these vacations either because I know I have to fly back. But our flights back were quick and smooth. Like, I was really happy about it, so.
Yeah, because flying is great.
It's not. Oh,
it's the best
thing
in the world.
It's not. I just hate all I see, like, this is how traumatized I am. All I see is you watching your stupid movie and the people over there sleeping like psychopaths while the plane is literally about to crash. And you're just like, like, no cares. And I'm not talking like it was a little bit of turbulence. If I had a glass of water, it would be everywhere. Like, there was no smoothness. It was like I heard someone scream at one point. I was like,
it was kind of bad. It was one of the worst I've been on. But like, you just gotta trust, that you're not gonna be that person on that plane. Although, have you heard about like these Boeings recently?
Yeah. Talk to my brother about that, not me.
That's a very good point. Ant, what's up, dude?
Yeah.
Did you hear? I can't remember if it was. No, it was Andrew Schultz. So like I follow him on Instagram or whatever, and on one of his most recent podcasts, he mentions the Boeing stuff, right? Because he's big into conspiracies and everything. And I guess for those of you who don't know, a lot of Boeing planes, or maybe not a lot, but enough, have been going down, or like pieces are falling off, or whatever. Like, it's not good stuff, right? It kind of like goes against my whole argument about how great flying is. But anyways, Schultz was saying that the most recent conspiracy theory is that this whole Boeing thing is happening, and essentially it was just that, like, Trump, it has something to do with Trump, like, they're going to have, like, that's how they're going to take Trump out, essentially. He's going to be on one of these planes, then they're going to go down, and it's going to be like, oh, see, like, it wasn't, Anyway.
But also my brother was in the U.S. Air Force, and when I went to Vegas to go see him, because that's where he was stationed, at the one that has all the alien activity. Anyway, we went out to the bar with like all his like Air Force mechanic friends. Yeah. Who actually I still have a lot of them on my social media. And his one friend was like, well, I know you're afraid of flying, but commercial flights are terrifying when you look at their engines and like how like shit's literally like duct taped together. He's like, I hate to fly commercial.
Okay, so if that's the case, then still, how many of them go down, right? 1 in a million, maybe?
I don't know. Look it up.
You
Could have
look
been
it up.
us. It could have been us.
Could have, but it didn't. And it won't be. That's what you got to think.
No, okay. Anyway, so that's one of my fears. The next fear that I have, besides spiders.
They don't know about this. This is what we lost.
I know. No,
just
the
saying.
spiders one we didn't lose.
That was mentioned last time?
Yeah.
Oh, is that what? Okay.
It's wind. I am deathly afraid of wind. Like, I mean... Stop, you're annoying them. Yeah, it's, I get... If there's, like, a windstorm, my friends know me, like, to a T. They will message me and be like, are you okay? Like, is everything okay? Like, I'm just deathly afraid, like, the wind will turn into a tornado because... Because I had a traumatizing event here. And when I was younger, it got so windy and it went pitch black. It was like literally like it was gonna tornado. Yeah. Well, we live in the middle of nowhere. My mom says she's seen one before here, which makes sense. It's all open fields. Anyway, it got like almost pitch black, like the eclipse, and the maple tree out front was bent. I have never seen a wind so strong bend that tree. You cut that tree down, you know how hard it is. Like you cut it back, you know how hard that tree is to bend. It's not a soft.
Front?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was so strong, and it was like bent. And I remember seeing that. And at the time, I was taking care of a litter of kittens, and I had Lupo and Nikita, my 2 dogs, and I was home alone. And I literally.
Did the cats go bye-bye?
No, I grabbed them and brought them into the wine cellar, and I grabbed my 2 dogs and I put them in the wine cellar, and I was trying to call my mom on the house phone because I don't think
How old were you?
Cell phones, probably like grade 8. Trying to call my mom on the house phone. The house phone's done. Like, it's done. I'm like, it's a tornado. It was so loud. I bet you it was something. And this was this happened twice in my lifetime as a child. The other one, Anthony was around. But outside went from like sunny day to pitch black. Where we were working outside and we looked at each other like, we should probably go inside. Like, that's how terrifying it was. And I don't know what these anomalies were. But that's where it started my fear of wind. So if I'm outside, like, I can't go outside on a windy day. We went to the fair, remember? And it was so windy on that day. I panicked the whole day. Panic attack. Like, I have some real deep-rooted problems.
Was this the last time we were at the fair?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, can we go home now? Are we done? Can we go home? Can we go, please? Please? But that's my irrational fear. Wind and flying. No, flying is not irrational. Yeah, and spiders. But I think we should talk about your fear.
Yeah, okay. Sure. I think...
All things horror, gore, and jump scare.
No.
Yes.
My actual fear. My one true, like, fear that, like, jumps out at me. It's not a jump scare. It's loud, sudden noises. That is what truly scares me.
Jump scares.
Well, that's the main component of a jump scare, yes.
But why is it that, like, I've been trying to get you to do haunted houses with me for, like, the longest time.
Yeah, and I've already agreed. I said I'm down.
Okay.
I fought it for a while because I'm not like you sickos. You talk about, like, oh, people are psychopaths for wanting to be on planes. The people that enjoy being scared, it makes no sense to me. It's like, you know, the sadomasochists who enjoy pain.
I don't enjoy...
How, like, it's literally the oxymoron. It's like pleasurable and pain. 2 opposite ends of the spectrum. So why you enjoy that induces
I don't enjoy the scare factor. I laugh at my friends who get scared because to me it takes a really like in-depth, like, movies don't scare me. Like, I'm more of a critic. Like, I can watch scary movies and be like, okay, except for Signs.
It's more like just the tone and all that stuff that gets me, like, amped up. Like, I am truly susceptible to, like, the music and everything. That's like, I can
You're
watch.
You're a perfect audience member,
I can watch anything without the sound and be like, fine, no big deal, right? Because again, it's really more about just like I get enveloped in the tone and everything of what's going on. And also, again, like, especially with everything like these days, like, you know, the big thing nowadays is the shock, like the shock gore value, whatever, right? Like, trying to just make it as difficult to watch as possible, or towing that line, like your like Terrifiers and things like that. Like people just eat it up. And like admittedly I haven't seen Terrifier, so like if there's a bit of like an element of like campiness to it, like I can
Someone
kind
said
of...
to me that the new It was scary, and I just sat there and I was like,
See, I watched those with you. Like that was not scary to me. Like that, like I don't think...
I like ghost scares. I like that type, but a
Paranormal.
lot of them
Paranormal.
are very much predictable with their jump scares, in my opinion. But before we get into like the tangent of like movies and stuff,
Yeah.
I just had to tell the audience about
Where are you going with this?
when we went to Hexwood.
Oh, yeah, okay. All
Okay,
right.
so I'm gonna set it up. Okay, so Friday the 13th. Okay, we're all off work. Like all my friends are like into horror films too, and I love it. And I'm like, sure, Friday the 13th, Hexwood. And if you're not familiar with Hexwood, Hexwood is a movie town, like a movie set town up in Oakville. I don't know,
it's
somewhere.
Not even northern Ontario. It's like
I don't know, in the middle of nowhere,
North, I don't know. Yeah,
near Barrie.
whatever.
I don't know.
A little north.
Anyway, so Hexwood, and so
Is it even called Hexwood, or is that what it was called for that event?
I think it was called for that event.
Yeah.
So what it was is they took this little town and they made it into like haunted houses and
Well, they tried.
okay. And Friday the 13th was opening night, and just fair warning, never buy tickets to it. It really sucked. They had like one food truck.
Unless they can prove. Unless you hear that it's improved, because they...
It was just horrible. It
Yeah.
was like Firefest of...
Fright Fest, Fire Fest. Like, and to be fair, apparently what they had originally planned, I mean, I guess you could say this about like everything that flops. Like, they had big aspirations, but at the last second they lost... I don't know if it was like zoning issues or whatever, but they
that
couldn't put on the show.
you couldn't walk through the actual set
buildings.
of the houses because they weren't rated for that many people. They're just supposed to be background sets, right? Like they're not actual
it
buildings.
was initially...
They're not actual buildings.
Okay,
They're not
I'm
built
just
to
saying,
code.
They sure, and maybe that's why they weren't able to have people go through them. But that
Well, like
that was
fire
supposed to be the
exits,
design. Each
yeah.
one of the this was a small city of, say, like at least 100 buildings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Probably, give or take. So at that point, they wanted each one of these buildings, or like whatever, the majority of them, to have their own little exhibit or walkthrough
Yeah.
or experience.
But this is
And they couldn't
where
do that.
is where like my head automatically, when you go to planning, probably because I've written a lot of fire codes and stuff, or I've had many jobs in my life.
Wore
But
many
that's
hats.
yes, but that's where my head goes, is like the safety and like the and like the crime prevention of stuff, and like if they're not rated to have hundreds of people, they're not even rated to have like more than 10 people in these buildings. They're sets. They're like, okay, the load bearing of like this floor is only this much. But the thing is, like, you can't sell tickets and then be like, oh, I didn't know that. Like, you have to know your venue. You have to know what you can do with the space before ever advertising. So
Sure,
these
it's pretty
people,
like event planning 101. I would
these
think.
people just did not know what they were doing. And yeah, it's like,
Seemingly, we don't know the exact.
and then
details,
last
but-
minute they had to build these haunted houses. Anyway, long story short, it sucked, and like I would love to revisit. The idea is there, but it won't be there because they're not rebuilding the buildings to like have fire exits and fire code safety and
If they can figure out a way to improve it, then maybe it's worth
you
going.
couldn't.
But
You would
I'm
still
just-
have to build onto the buildings. It doesn't matter.
I'm just saying, however they do it, if they find a way to improve it, fine, but be weary, Make sure, like, if they put it on again and you're considering
It's
going...
not going to be put on like they thought the first time. I'm telling you what needs to change, and it won't
Okay.
change. They don't own it.
Okay, I'm just saying, if you're considering going,
You don't.
wait to see what people say about it before going.
Anyway, so yeah, I didn't realize that Friday the 13th was like the first opening night, and I thought in my head it was something that was like every year, whatever, right? And like we were just experiencing it for the first time ourselves. I could do a whole podcast on the Hexwood issues, and I should with our friends. I should bring them on. This is what happens when you wear mini shorts.
Well, it's not the shorts. It's this couch, honestly. Like, the more you sit on it, like, I start to sink, so I have to adjust.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm just saying that's what's
Anyway.
happening, and I'm getting warm,
Okay. I have
should
to.
open the window.
You just don't want me to tell the story of what happened.
Tell the story.
I'm going to tell the story.
Do it.
So Cody was already weary because it was like all these haunted houses, and we were gonna finally take Cody through.
This
the
was
haunted
me
houses.
doing it, by the way.
I know. I'm very
Just pointing that
proud.
out.
I'm just saying. This was the reason I was like, hell yeah, we're gonna take you. But there was like a group of us, how many, 10, 8 people, like
Ish, whatever, yeah.
I was like, don't worry, we'll protect you. You can walk in the center because we're the haunted houses people, right? And we get there, whatever, finally get through, and we get in line for the first haunted house. And like, because it was so disorganized, nothing happened. It's like, you have more witchy powers than I do because you got your wish. Like, we didn't even have the haunted house. So we went to the one that was next door to this haunted house that we were lined up for. And, okay, we're walking through, and I'm like, okay, my position when I go through the haunted houses is I like to be last. I want to see everything unfold. I want to see my friends.
Which kind of sounds like a cop-out.
But it's not, because I get touched. I'm the last, like, I know.
The jump scare has already happened, so how do you even...
Because they'll jump, but some of the jump scares wait to the end, because, like, we think we're safe, right? But okay. I don't get scared. Like, it doesn't scare me. Anyway, so not only is this haunted house not like Screamers or any of this, where it's, like, pitch black and you have to walk through little things, but it's like you could drive a car through.
It was
like,
big.
That's how wide it was. It was, like, there was tons of lights. You could see things coming a mile away. And it was really cheap. Like, oh, they have hanging pool noodles you have to walk through. Okay. Like, it was so cheese. Like, anyway. You're ahead of me. And by the way, your whole, like, protection of me goes out the window when your fear is up. You're like,
I mean, protection.
You left me.
Like, I think I need to protect
you.
You
left
at
me
these places.
like 10 yards behind you. You were like,
I was walking.
I'm just gonna scurry through.
No,
no one's gonna
no
notice.
Scurrying. I was walking.
No, I needed a GoPro. I wish I had a GoPro. It would have been so good. Anyway, you and Adriana were ahead of me, and this guy, like, was on the ground, one of the actors, and he jumps out at your guys' feet, right? So Adriana jumps to her side and she's like, whoa, like, scared. You? I don't even know if I can do with my arms. You, like, backed up and you just double fist cocked.
Yeah.
Double fist, like.
That's what it appeared to you.
Laugh.
That's what it appeared to you.
No.
But as I've said, what happened going through my mind.
No. I will remember it to the day I die.
You misremember
I
it.
will no, because this was the climax of waiting to see you in a haunted house. This is what I've been waiting for 9 freaking years. And this, you just, like, fear overcame by, like, protection.
Not fear.
And I'm so happy this guy was on the ground, because you would have for sure punched him.
No.
You cocked both hands back and, like, you were, like, looking down.
Because he was at my feet.
Crying. I'm crying, laughing so hard at this in the haunted house.
This is how it actually happened, okay? We're walking along. Buddy shoots out, okay, like on all fours, like a dog, basically, right? Like, you know, he might have even barked. I don't know, whatever. Our friend does her little whoa jump. I lifted a foot.
Oh.
And because I literally thought I almost stepped on this guy. And that's what it was. Now, granted, I'm not going to sit here and say, like, oh, I wasn't caught off guard or whatever. Because I was. So that, hence the element of, like, drawing myself up. However, again, the majority of this came because I thought I was going to step on this dude. So I pulled my foot up and to balance, naturally, I guess, in that moment, I did this.
No.
That is what happened. That's exactly how I remember it. And then I just kept walking.
No, we kept walking, and they'd be like, oh, yeah, sorry. Like, and, like, I'm crying. This is another reason why I know that it happened, because I'm crying, laughing, and another actor came up behind me to, like, woo, scare me and touch me, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm like, you're doing a great job. That was so funny. I'm like, and I was like, go scare him. Like, I kept, like, trying to get them to go to you, and I was like, but it was so good. It was everything I wanted and more. It made me, you were just instant. I could tell you're.
Next time we fly, I'm going to purposely tell the pilot to aim for the turbulence.
But it wasn't even like, to me it wasn't even the classic haunted house, because you had all this space.
Yeah, I know.
You could see things coming a mile away.
Could you?
Uh-huh.
That guy literally jumped into my blind spot. You realize that? I hope you spit out your drink. Because, yeah, literally. So, again, it's just more proof to the fact of what
I
I'm
get
saying.
that. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that your handicap really, it did suck.
I'm just saying, it's not that it sucked. It's like it literally just like came out of nowhere because it's literally in my blind spot. So I feel like, even though, like, I don't know, if people don't have legitimate, like, you hear it in sports, like, oh, they came from their blind side. And that was one thing I always kind of, like, didn't really get because, like, in football, if quarterbacks are trying to like run away from pressure, it's coming from their blind side, so they don't actually see it, but they feel it. So this is what's happening to me in this moment. So I don't see it, but immediately my senses go off, and I step up, and I guess I don't know, perhaps go into defense mode a little bit. Maybe I don't. It's not how I remember it. I just remember seeing this person, and I try to avoid them, and
Double fist cocked. And then you and Adriana just scurried through the whole thing. And
scurried. I wish you had a GoPro.
we're doing it again. I'll go to Hexwood again to do this again. For you, for the audience, to prove a point. The fact that you're so scared, it makes me laugh. I know that's cruel maybe, but it makes me laugh because like you're the scary person. Everyone, like, you look into me. I know you wouldn't hurt a fly. Maybe now. Maybe you would. I don't know.
The fly jumped out of my feet.
But you are like a golden retriever. Like you have the capabilities of actually hurting someone, but like it's just not in you. Your personality is not that, and it's just so. It's like one of the best memories from that night specifically. Actually,
you're welcome.
Yeah, it was so good. But
So yeah, going back to where that all came from, loud noises. Are what really get me. Like that is like the, for the wind and stuff for you. Like that's what like just sets you off. Sudden loud noises just tilts me, and the whole scary movie thing is like, I don't enjoy people suffering. I don't get anything out of it. I'm not saying you do.
It's not the people suffering aspect that
But I'm just saying, like, that's like such a major element to all of these movies. It's like watching people be murdered or tortured or whatever, and it's like I don't. That just doesn't do.
I just love it though because I have been murdered and tortured in so many movies.
Yeah, and I've seen some of it. Didn't like it.
Oh, I just love it so much.
I have a growing appreciation for some horror elements now because, again, knowing people who are in the business or whatever,
you see the different side of it.
I see it from a different lens.
Yeah.
I don't focus on the torture and all that stuff as much. When I'm seeing these scenes, it's more like my brain goes to, wow, they did a really good job producing that scene. I kind of am able to disassociate with the actual element of torture or whatever that's
Remember
happening.
when my guts were
I know,
out and you were on set?
Yeah, that was like early on in this whole relationship. And so I'm just saying, since like those are the kind of things that have helped me, like now, that's what I'm saying. Like now, if I'm watching a movie or whatever and I'm seeing these kinds of things happen, I'm able to take myself out of what's actually happening on screen, and I see it more of the lens of a person who's watching a movie about this stuff. And I'm like, okay, like the special effects and stuff are like really cool, and it's like I appreciate it more like that. But the elements of the movie, like I enjoy movies that I purposely allow myself to get immersed in, right? If I immerse, or if I really let myself go in these horror movies, I'm gonna be friggin' terrified.
But are you terrified of the like? I think it's more like storyline based. I think that like even
I like
paranormal stuff is more scary because there's a lot more jump scares versus gore. But is it the gore aspect that used to scare you?
It is literally just the admittedly, again, jump scares, that stuff that actually scares me because it, just the element, like literally just that's my visceral reaction. Torture, death, gore, stab, all like dismemberment, whatever. That stuff I don't enjoy, but like it's more like I'm put off by it than I am scared by it. Like it does nothing for me in a positive way that I know that like fans of horror and gore,
Yeah.
like they get into it and they have a positive reaction to it because you're all sick.
Well, I just
But-
love that, like, anytime I'm like, I got cast again to die, and then, like, it comes to, like, the point where I can show you the footage, it's so funny, because, like, you're just like, you're not excited at all. You're just like, all right, show me them slit your throat. All right, show me them rip your guts out. Show me them get hit by a car, which these all have happened. And I get so excited I'm so excited.
You need to show me these
But I
things
took
when
you,
I'm mad at you.
but I took you, I took you to
Then maybe I'll
set.
appreciate it.
You came to one of the sets
Yeah.
because I was like,
Didn't
maybe
make it any easier.
no, I was like, maybe if you see how it's done, like the makeup, like like it's
Yeah,
my
and all of that is
one of my
fine
good
until right up in
friends.
the moment when you're actually acting, and I'm like, no. Like, if you're a good actor, the whole thing is you connect with the audience. So now you want me to connect with this scene where you're having your guts ripped out. It's like, I know I might fantasize about that when I'm mad at you, but I don't actually.
You would never.
That's what tells me right there. I'm like, okay, I'm not a psychopath. I don't like this.
No, you're not a psychopath. You won't even kill spiders. But yeah, I remember like we did the one, Cam's movie where I had my guts ripped out or whatever, and I remember you drove me and we drove home and I was like so jacked up. I was so happy, and you were just so silent for like hours. Like you were so disturbed, and I felt so bad. I was like, but we all had a good laugh after. They said cut, and like we're covered in blood and just living our best life. And you're just like in the distance behind the camera, just
1,000-yard stare.
Yeah, bewildered. Like I felt so bad.
You should.
Yeah, and then since then, Cam and Phil also slit my throat. That was a really fun set I just worked on. Hit by a car.
Yep.
I forget what else I've been killed so many times. But
I appreciate it more, but I don't like it.
maybe if you were the one getting killed for once, you would change your like mindset about how fun it is.
I'm too proud to die like that.
I really.
Yeah, I have no. I don't get a kick, and that's the thing. I think that it's fun for you to fantasize about dying that way,
No,
For
it's
me,
not,
I'd rather
I don't
be the guy.
fantasize by dying
I'm not
like
saying
that.
like that, but I'm saying like you get a bit of a kick out of it. I'd rather be the guy killing the murderer.
Yeah, okay, you're like a vigilante.
I could brutally murder somebody like that in a movie. Like, I think that would be fun.
It's so funny because you're connecting like a personal attachment to things versus like a creative side. You're different in that sense. Like
I could, you know what? Like, if this was like a Final Destination type death thing, I think that would be fun. Like, I could get behind that because it's just so, like, I don't know. That I could do, but like, yeah, I don't know. And maybe that's just me, like maybe it's it's a defect of mine that I'm too proud to let myself die like that, but
yeah.
I don't know.
But you know what's interesting? Because like not all gore scares you though. Like we just finished Fallout. What is that noise?
Blender, maybe?
Weird. Anyway, we just finished Fallout, and it was a lot more gory than I thought it was going to be, which is great. Like, I think that it was really well done. Not that... Well, I never played Fallout. I didn't really know a lot about it, but obviously, like, being a video game, you're going to have gore aspects of whatever.
I've played a little bit, and even just from looking at the trailers, I don't remember... Like, some games, like, you know that it's a gory game. I don't remember that being, like... a major element to like what sold the game. Mm-hmm. So I think they actually probably took a bit of, I think they took it that in that direction to like kind of set the tone a little bit. I think they did a great job. Mm-hmm. That to me is like the perfect balance of it's like, okay, you're introducing elements of gore, but it has a purpose. And I think that's just it. I think gore for the sake of gore is what I don't care about. Mm-hmm. But if it has a purpose and a place and it's done, I don't know, tastefully, whatever you want to call it, then it makes a whole, it
there
fits.
Was some pretty, obviously, and if you have children, I don't know if Fallout is necessarily the best show to watch.
Depends how old they are.
Yeah, I mean, look at me, my parents, well, my dad didn't give a crap, but my mom let us watch whatever. And look how we turned out.
Yeah.
The Predator still haunts my dreams. But yeah, like it was gorier than I thought, but it was like really well done special effects. Like it was a lot more special effects than CGI stuff, which was really refreshing because I feel like the special effects physical stuff is a dying art.
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing probably is that it's way cheaper to do CGI, right?
Absolutely, but it takes away like the...
Oh yeah, it takes a certain feel out of it for sure.
Yeah, like I want to see physical
chunks of
like I
body being blown away.
Yeah, and like I think it's just like, or like the gratuitous blood spray. It's like that's why I love making the films I make.
But that's like campy and fun, right? Like,
yeah. There's like a fine line.
Yeah,
yeah. I think like maybe the things I've been in have been a little more of the serious tone of stuff versus campy, but then like things I've worked on have been campy.
There have been and like, you know, the car thing and things like that. Like that is not as bad because I'm not watching you physically pained on your face while you're being torn apart, or you know what I mean. Like that stuff is just
the best.
Yeah, it's great. No, that I, you know, it's not as, it doesn't hit home as hard. So, you know, whatever. But I'm just saying I can deal with that stuff because again, it's a bit campy. So.
Oh man. Anyway, if you are listening and you really want to scare Cody, just jump scares. Loud noises.
But as you've heard, if you are going to try and do that, then I am not responsible for what I do.
The double,
the
double fist.
If you catch a fist.
Oh, the doggies. Maybe the mailman's here.
Maybe. But anyway.
Anyway. What time is it? I don't even know how. Yeah, we've been going for like almost an hour.
Probably about an hour. Fallout. Fantastic
show.
Best show. I
in
don't
a
think
while.
I've heard.
Yeah,
I don't think I've heard anybody say a bad word about it. But if you are even considering it, do it. Do it now.
Do it. Oh,
it's great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to actually doing haunted houses. I really want to make content with that, like you walking through them. Even just for you to see, like for yourself, like, It's just, guys, it was just a memory I will never forget. And I know that I'm laughing at it, but at least you're grounded and you can run away from the situation where you can't when you're flying or when there's a giant windstorm. So.
Well, you literally ran from the windstorm. You're right. If you're on a plane and it's choppy.
You can't leave the situation.
No, you can't. Unless you like get good at meditating or something. I don't know.
Hell no. Drugs and alcohol, yeah, but I'm not
meditation.
like that. I'm not in that realm anymore.
Medication.
Medicate. No, I asked for, what's that really heavy drug they do in LA?
Valium?
Yes, and they wouldn't give it to me. I said, listen, like 2 pills, 1 there, 1 back. Like, I'm not asking for much. And he was like, absolutely not. And I was like, okay, it's all right. But yeah, I think that's it for this conversation.
I think that's good.
I'm just in pain. You made me laugh a little, so now my sides are like kind of like throbbing in pain. Yeah, I'm glad I did my surgery. It's a long road to recovery.
Just another step in the right direction for you. You know,
and I can't wait.
You really are. You know, you deserve a bit of. You should be proud of yourself. You know, because you are doing step by step the things that you really should be doing. And then there's, you know, that's one thing. Like so many of us, like we know there's things that we should be doing for ourselves, and you know, it's a matter of like actually getting to it. You have been systematically sobriety, and that's huge.
Yeah.
You know, losing almost 100 pounds. Again, like these are things that like some people just never pull off, and you did them. Like you're banging them out. You know, then you did this surgery that you've been, you know, wanting, and you know, it's another thing. It's like you actually followed through. Like you continuously are bettering yourself, and it's great. You know, you're pushing towards this,
I know,
all
but
this
I
stuff
think
that you're really pushing for the
my
YouTube
next
stuff.
hurdle is like actually working out.
Yeah, it's true.
Like.
But you've done
working
that
out,
before.
no, working out
just
in the sense that, like, yes,
routine.
I lost the weight, but it's like, okay, you have to do more than just walking and eating healthy. Like, I'm just
get back
weak.
into your routine, that's all.
Yeah, and I need to, like, I I need to regain strength, and now I'm just recomping my
You
body.
lost a lot of muscle. That's all.
Yeah,
It is what it is.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I'll get there. And mark my words, I will be on a competitive volleyball team.
Okay.
Now my breasts won't like hit the net, and I won't get cold on it now every time I go to block.
Yeah. Yeah.
Terrible. Anyway, thank you for staying this long, and yeah, we'll be back in a week
With more content.
with more content. All right, see ya.
Bye-bye.